He could earn $100,000 with just one phone call, but the very next moment. This sudden car accident left the man permanently unable to walk. He once loved trying all kinds of extreme sports, but now he could only sit paralyzed in his wheelchair, counting the days. He had tried to end his life multiple times, but each time he was stopped by his mother's unwavering love. After exhausting all other options, his mother decided to find a cheerful caregiver to rekindle hope in her son's heart. Yet when the caregiver girl, Lou, met her employer for the first time, he reacted with extreme resistance.
I'm Lou.
Lou, please. Hello, Louisa Clark. I'm Will Trainer.
Although his voice sounded impeccably polished, his words and actions made it clear he wanted no outside care whatsoever. Even faced with such difficulty, Lou firmly accepted the job because her impoverished family left her no other choice. Her father stayed idle at home after losing his job. Her mother was busy with household chores. Her unmarried sister gave birth to a child, but still wished to continue her studies. This heavy burden seemed to fall entirely on Lou's shoulders. The next day, Lou officially started her work with a contract period of 6 months. Yet her duties seemed unusually light. All work details were recorded in a comprehensive manual, and most trivial tasks were handled by a private physician. She only needed to give Will painkillers when required, not even assisting him with using the toilet.
What am I here for?
To cheer him up, I guess.
Lou knew communication was the key to unlocking the heart, so she proactively sought conversation with Will, bringing her full passion and dedication. But Will gave her his first command directly and firmly. Lou must keep her mouth shut while near him. This command took Lou aback, but she didn't retreat. Instead, she appeared before Will every day in her most vibrant state. However, her attire was far too flamboyant, making it hard for Will to look at her directly. Lou was also often careless. Even simple tasks like feeding him would result in sauce spilling onto Will's trousers due to her distraction. Lou seemed less like a caregiver and more like Will's emotional punching bag, frequently subjected to his teasing and mockery. Until this day, when things finally took a turn. Will's girlfriend Alicia and his friend Rupert came to visit. They tried to talk to him, but he maintained his aloof demeanor. Eventually, they confessed to Will that during his 2 years of paralysis, feelings had developed between them. Although Will didn't lash out, the discontent on his face was unmistakable. After they left, Will angrily knocked over a framed photo of himself and Alicia. Seeing this, Lou was filled with sympathy. She then picked up glue to repair the frame. She thought it might bring Will some comfort, but he was ungrateful, instead sarcastically accusing Lou of being presumptuous. Faced with Will's scorn, Lou chose not to back down this time.
You don't have to be an arse. So it would be really nice if you didn't try and make my life as miserable as you apparently make everyone else's.
And what if I said I didn't want you here?
I'm not employed by you. I'm employed by your mother. So unless she says she doesn't want me here anymore, I'm staying. Not because I care about you or particularly enjoy your company, but because I need the money. I really need the money.
After this argument, Will underwent a subtle change towards Lou. He also realized his pain wasn't just imprisoning himself, but was also unintentionally hurting those around him. Although Lou's words could be sharp as knives, this verbal sparring quietly built an indescribable sense of equality and respect. This was precisely what Will needed most at that moment, so he unprecedentedly invited Lou to watch a film with him. During the movie, Will's gaze frequently drifted unintentionally towards Lou. The film ended with the male protagonist voluntarily giving up his life, a conclusion Lou, who had been fully engrossed, found hard to accept. They argued again because of this. Yet during this dispute, the corners of their mouths lifted slightly, and the tension between them dissipated unnoticed. Will even agreed to go for a walk with Lou, a sight witnessed by his mother. It was the first time in so long that Will had voluntarily left his confined room. As they talked, Will gradually sensed that Lou's life was stagnant. Her days were almost entirely filled with work, leaving her little personal leisure time. This monotonous existence felt deeply oppressive to Will. If Will's soul was trapped within a frail body, then Lou, though possessing a free body, had her soul confined by family responsibilities within a narrow world. At this age full of infinite possibilities, Lou should have been pursuing broader horizons and experiencing a more vibrant life. Yet reality had turned this into a distant, unattainable luxury. When Will underwent his routine 6-month medical checkup, Lou unexpectedly learned a harsh truth. Will's condition was irreversible. This news struck Lou like a bolt from the blue. She could barely withstand it, let alone imagine the taste of such despair. Not long after, the first snow of winter arrived as expected, falling thick and fast, blanketing the castle in a fairy tale scene of silver. But on this day, only Lou was in the castle, and Will was feeling unwell with a slight cold. At first, he could still manage to talk with Lou, but in an instant, Will's condition deteriorated sharply, leaving Lou frantic with worry. Lou frantically flipped through the manual, trying to find a solution, but its contents were complex and overwhelming. She hurriedly called her family for help, yet no one answered the phone. The snow fell heavier and heavier, completely blanketing the lawn in the courtyard. Just then, the doctor finally rushed back. He quickly removed Will's cold, damp outer clothes and instructed Lou to fetch a damp towel and a fan. While the doctor was busily administering treatment, Lou noticed the marks on Will's wrist from past suicide attempts. After the doctor left, Lou stayed by Will's side. During the boring wait, she opened Will's computer, and a birthday video caught her attention. The Will in the video was sunny, handsome, full of confidence and passion, seemingly possessing boundless energy. Yet the Will before her now appeared so fragile. Soon after, Will woke up, and what met his eyes was Lou's innocent smile. Usually at this time, Lou would have long gone home. But now, an inexplicable longing stirred within Will.
No. Stay. Tell me something good.
I used to say that to my dad.
Lou softly hummed the nursery rhyme, a melody her father used to sing to her in childhood. Lou's voice was a bit awkward, but it added a touch of humor to the scene, making Will chuckle despite himself. With Lou by his side, Will also opened up, recounting the terrifying experience of the car accident to Lou. Lou then spoke of a pair of large bumblebee-patterned tights from her childhood. Those tights segmented her legs into sections, seeming to carry endless childhood fun, yet as time passed, it was now hard to find the same style in adult sizes.
Didn't you ever love anything that much?
Yes, I did.
At Will's earnest request, Lou decided to stay, guarding his fragile and sensitive soul. Time flew by like a white colt flashing past a gap, and the harsh cold of winter had quietly melted away. During these long days, Will gradually regained vitality under Lou's care, though he remained curious about Lou's fashion choices. Lou then recounted her past to him. She had been accepted into a prestigious university, intending to study her beloved fashion design. However, out of responsibility to her family, she ultimately chose to stay here, spending 6 years in an unremarkable coffee shop.
You know what I see when I look at you?
Don't say potential.
Potential. You need to widen your horizons, Clark. You only get one life. It's actually your duty to live it as fully as possible.
Though physically disabled, Will's insight remained extraordinary. He deeply sensed the struggle and reluctance within Lou's heart and tried to point her toward a path to the future. Lou, however, cleverly changed the subject, teasing Will about his increasingly thick beard. Surprisingly, Will readily accepted her suggestion. Just like that, the once supremely confident, vibrant, and handsome young man finally found himself again. On this day, Lou went to the hall as usual to collect the mail and unexpectedly witnessed Will's parents engaged in a heated argument. It turned out Will had contacted an institution and planned an assisted dying procedure in 6 months. The shocking mark on Will's wrist instantly flashed through Lou's mind.
He gave me 6 months.
And do you think the pretty waitress is going to do that?
Lou shivered, then hurriedly left the castle. She confided her inner turmoil to her sister Trina. She couldn't bear returning to that suffocating work environment, nor could she stand by watching Will walk towards death. Trina's view, however, was completely different from Lou's. She believed that since this was Will's decision, Lou should stay by his side and offer him companionship in his final days. Trina suggested Lou ask Will's parents for a budget to take him to experience some unusual activities, hoping this might spark a change deep within him. Her sister's words made Lou suddenly clear-headed. Lou plunged into the library, searching for activities suitable for people with disabilities. After considerable effort, she meticulously drew up a wish list. With the support of Will's parents, she took him to the nearest racecourse. Although it was Lou's first time at a racecourse, Will was already a regular. He gave her endless instructions, yet Lou still picked the horse destined to lose. At noon, they arrived at a restaurant for lunch, but the server refused to seat them, citing their lack of top-tier membership. Though Lou argued forcefully up front, the strange looks from those around them still pricked Will's fragile self-esteem. The first activity, filled with such anticipation, left Will gloomy. Yet Lou didn't give up. She took out 2 pre-purchased concert tickets and invited Will to join her. Although Will was reluctant at first, he ultimately agreed. In truth, he was secretly thrilled. Will put on a suit for the first time in ages, and Lou looked stunningly beautiful that night, her red dress making her almost unrecognizable. While the concert itself wasn't new to Will, he now took greater pleasure in watching Lou beside him. This was also Lou's first time attending such an elegant event in formal attire. Her beauty and grace became a dazzling sight that evening. Though the concert might have been a bit dull, with Lou beside him, Will had a memorable and beautiful night.
I don't want to go in yet. I just want to be a man who's been to a concert with a girl in a red dress. Just a few minutes more.
Lou didn't refuse Will. They sat quietly in the car for a long time. Time seemed to stretch like a drawn-out violin string, playing a tranquil and lingering melody. Their relationship had long transcended that of employer and employee, evolving into an indispensable friendship in each other's lives. Will's state of mind also gradually brightened through his interactions with Lou. He even gathered the courage to attend Lou's birthday party. Facing so many unfamiliar faces, Will displayed unprecedented courage and resilience. Lou's family gifted her a precious picture album chronicling her growth, while also thanking her for her silent sacrifices for the family. Will gave her a pair of bumblebee-striped tights, making up for something she once longed for, a small gesture that reflected how deeply he cared. Lou had only mentioned it casually once, yet Will had remembered it clearly. His attentiveness moved Lou almost beyond words. That night, they shared an evening filled with laughter and joy. Lou continued planning the upcoming trip, but a sudden invitation arrived like a stone thrown into a calm lake, disrupting her plans. It was a wedding invitation from Will's close friend Rupert and his ex-girlfriend Alicia.
Can I take you somewhere?
Lou could clearly sense the tremor and plea in Will's voice. Later, they came to the top of the castle, and Will mentioned that this was where he had his first kiss, and it had always been his favorite childhood sanctuary.
I'll tell you where we all go, though.
Where?
Alicia's wedding.
Really?
Will you come with me?
If you want me to.
On the day of his ex-girlfriend's wedding, Lou and Will entered the venue side by side. Though surrounded by an atmosphere of celebration, Will's heart felt cut by a knife. What he had lost was not only a once deeply affectionate relationship, but also his sense of manly honor and dignity. During the evening reception, Lou encountered the bride's godmother, a woman who spoke highly of Will. She felt Alicia was short-sighted for abandoning an exceptional man like Will in favor of an unworthy partner. She sincerely entrusted Lou, hoping she would care for Will and give him warmth and affection. Later, Alicia approached Will, thanking him for his well wishes. But in her words, Will detected a hint of unease and discomfort, perhaps fueled by alcohol, or perhaps wanting to preserve Will's last shred of dignity. Lou fearlessly sat on Will's lap and resolutely chose to dance with him. In the center of the dance floor, they seemed to forget the noise of the crowd, the passage of time, and the constraints of the world. Time rushed by, and Lou's contract was nearing its end. To spark Will's desire to live, she meticulously arranged a special trip. They flew to a beachside villa, embarking on a deeply memorable journey. When the first rays of sunlight fell on Will's face, he no longer felt loneliness, because Lou was right beside him. They shared the small joys of life, whether it was laughing over hilarious anecdotes or feeling the charm of nature. They leaned on each other, witnessing the spectacular sight of lightning illuminating the sea. Will encouraged Lou to try snorkeling. Though filled with fear and anxiety, Lou bravely took that step. Under a star-studded night sky, Lou danced on the soft sand for Will. In the tenderness of budding affection, they kissed spontaneously. Lou then mustered the courage to confess her feelings to Will and begged him to abandon the plan for assisted dying.
I get that this could be a good life. You never saw me before.
I thought that I was changing your mind.
Nothing was ever going to change my mind. I promised my parents 6 months, and that's what I've given them.
Lou felt her heart wrench upon hearing this. She had loved and cared for Will with all her might, yet she couldn't change his inner decision. Will also felt immense confusion, because even the person he loved most couldn't understand his pain and struggle. On the journey back, they both sank into silence. After the plane landed, Lou headed towards home. At the moment of farewell, she expressed deep regret to Will's mother, and Camilla instantly understood her son's choice. Once home, a wave of sadness washed over Lou. She hugged her sister tightly and wept uncontrollably. Her father comforted her with a firm yet gentle voice, saying the path of love is indeed bumpy, but every fall leads to a deeper level of understanding, and we cannot use love as a reason to emotionally control others. Under her father's careful guidance, a glimmer of light gradually appeared in Lou's heart. When she learned Will had gone to Switzerland, she followed without hesitation. Fortunately, fate did not let her miss seeing Will one last time. Will asked Lou to open the windows and doors, letting the brilliance of the spring scenery fill the room. Lou then nestled in Will's embrace, listening to the rhythm of his heartbeat. And this was the final warmth Will could leave her. At the moment of parting, Will softly sang that familiar childhood nursery rhyme. Though Lou had only sung it once, Will had engraved every note deeply in his heart. Will was a seabird belonging to the ocean. He longed to soar across vast skies, unwilling to be confined to a narrow space. Though Lou's presence couldn't change his final choice, she became the most beautiful firework in each other's lives. As the seasons changed, the first maple leaf of autumn slowly drifted down, and Lou's thoughts were once again drawn to that man. She went to the square Will had mentioned, sipping the coffee he loved, enjoying a freshly baked croissant. She immersed herself in everything Will had cherished, feeling the depth of that unforgettable love.
Don't think of me too often. I don't want you getting sad. Just live well. Just live. I'll be walking beside you every step of the way. Love.